I was asked, and I'm going to be talking about the ABC of a successful New Year resolution. The fundamental, what is the ABC of making your new year a successful year, a fruitful year? It's basic. Principles don't die. Principles don't change. Your business new won't make your marriage new, won't make your church new. In fact, won't give you a new experience. New year doesn't come with new experiences. If you are not changing a lot of things in your life, reviewing, updating, a lot of things are outdated. You must update them. How far they have come. You see basically that they are just the same. Basically because they keep rerunning, repeating the same software. Do you know that if you are not updating your software on your machine or on your laptop, your machine cannot function at its optimal level? You must update the software. Then the software that is updated can now produce an updated versions of the work you want to do. So a new year is not what is going to make you new. It's a new mindset. Number 2, it's a new attitude. Number 3, it's a new experience, new environment. Do you even know that it is not the movement of the clock that determines the movement of your life? It is the movement in your mind, the movement in your life, the movement around your life, not the movement of the clock. The clock actually would move with or without you, with your consent or without your consent. So tactically, it is not just the addition of a number to a year that is going to make your life a new year. A new year becomes new because you are new in how you see things. You are new in how you conduct your life. So as a business partner, as a businesswoman or man, whoever you are, a successful year is largely dependent on how successful 4 things are. How successful are your thoughts? How successful are your conduct? How successful are your environment? You see, you must. It's a must. So starting a new year, this particular year, I promise you that you will have to settle down and be realistic. You agree with me that if you are following me, please type it. A new year is never a new year until there are new things happening with your life first and in your life. It has to start in you because your inner formations will determine your outer formations. Should I come again? Your inner formations, like the computer language, garbage in, garbage out. So it is what is inwardly that is going to be seen outwardly. So it is your inward formations that are going to be determining your outward formation. That's why I keep saying that usually our actions, our practices are governed by our knowledge. Knowledge is key as a believer. The Bible says that for lack of knowledge my people perish. Not lack of love, not lack of listening ear. Somebody told me to believe that where the greatest asset of a human being is not a head full of knowledge, rather it is a heart full of love, an ear ready to listen, and then a hand ready to help. Do you care to know that that statement is an erroneous, antediluvian, esoteric, and archaic, and a myopic and a morbid kind of statement? Because listen to me carefully, a head full of knowledge anytime is far better to advance destiny. Because anybody that your heart is, you are full of love and you don't govern your heart with love. Why did the Bible say that guard your heart with all diligence? The Bible says you should guard your heart with all diligence because when you are careless in the way you disperse, you love people, their heart to be crushed like a milk tin. So you people who that sometimes your heart is full, you are full of love. No. See, when you are too full of love and you don't use wisdom, the God of all love has discipline. The God of all love has protocol. The God of all love has a procedure. In fact, the God of all love has a place called hell, reserved for people who are stubborn, arrogant, notorious, rebellious, worldly, carnal, lascivious. Reserved. Because you see, in the practice of love, discipline must be enacted. Wherever there is love and there is no discipline, there's going to be an abuse. That is why most of you people abuse you. Because you are full of love without knowledge. You see, wisdom is that thing that must govern all your behavior. So even if you must love, you love with wisdom. Wisdom must help you to know how to love. Your inability to know these things can put you at a pedestrian for disaster, can put you at a particular point where you'll be crushed. Those of you that, okay, your hand is ready to help people, do you get to know that if you are always helping and you are not guarded by discretional and prudential wisdom, very soon you will land in poverty? I'm telling you. You need wisdom to guard whatever you do. You need wisdom to safeguard. So the Bible says, for lack of knowledge, acquisition of relevant information, acquisition of practical information, acquisition of workable information, and acquisition of tactical relevance, practicable and workable info, which is going to enable you to work knowledge. So you must understand that acquiring a new knowledge for the year is key. So the ABC of a successful new year is 1, accountability, 2, behavior, and 3, character. I'll come again. The ABC of a successful financial year, whether in finance, whether in money, wherever you are, the ABC of a successful year is 1, accountability, B, behavior, C, character. I'll start with A. Now, why did I use the word accountability? You have to be accountable to yourself first. You must hold yourself accountable. When you misbehave, when you misconduct your life, when you are wrong, when you are out of order, you must hold yourself accountable. Any individual who cannot hold him or herself accountable is out of control. Any individual who cannot hold him or herself accountable is sequel to a car on the road without brake, because the car itself must be accountable to itself by having brake. The car should be able to have what it takes to stop itself. You are accountable to yourself. If you are not accountable to yourself, you are likely to cause a lot of accidents in your own life. Financial accountability, marital accountability, ministerial accountability, professional accountability. Now, I want to say this to anybody who wants to have a successful year, that you need at least 3 people in your life that you can be accountable to. The first person is yourself. You must be accountable to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Discipline yourself when you need to discipline yourself. Rebuke yourself when you need to rebuke yourself. Laugh at yourself when you need to laugh at yourself. The way you spoke, you didn't speak well. Tell it to your own face. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today you didn't do well. Be accountable. You see, accountability is the beginning of fruitfulness and progress and productivity. There can be productivity, there can be efficiency, and there can be effectiveness anywhere in your life when you are not accountable. Now, do you get to know that in the school of personal development, anybody who is seeking to transform his or her life, you have to be accountable to yourself? Let me say it in another format. The first person, your first employee, is called self. Because if you cannot control yourself, you can't control anybody. There are some leaders who are actually leading, but they couldn't even lead themselves. You are incompetent, you are not qualified even to lead anywhere if you can't lead yourself. You are not qualified to correct anybody if you can't correct yourself. You know how the Bible said it? The Bible said that there is a log in your eye. Remove the log from your own eyes first. Then you can see well to remove the mote in somebody else's eye. The Bible is teaching about self-accountability, holding yourself accountable. Many of our eyes are widely open to other people while we close our eyes to our own. If you start like that, you can't grow, because you see, it's difficult to change other people, but it's easy to change yourself. The most easiest person you can change is yourself. The most easiest person you can correct is yourself. The most easiest person you can rebuke is yourself. Because you see, when you correct yourself, you take it easily. Especially those of us that our heart is haughty, our heart is bitter, our heart is arrogant, our heart is lofty, our heart is supercilious. That the least correction coming from either an authority will make you rebel, will make you revengeful, will make you dramatic, and will make you temperamental. Those of you who are even like that, then your first person is yourself. You must be able to hold yourself accountable to your behavior. You see, you need 4 courage in life. One of the courage that I see around that most people don't have is the courage to admit our own mistake. the courage to admit it when you have fallen. People are so proud and say, me, pa, I have done this. You have done it. Some people cannot be humble enough to admit that you, of all people, high heels or whatever, you have committed the error. You have fallen. Accept it and move on, because your history is not your future. Your future is your prophecy. So you don't need to allow your history to hold you to the background. Your history is your mistake, but your future is not in your mistake. You learn from the mistake. You learn from the past, and you allow it to pass. And then you move on with the best. You learn, because in every mistake a lesson. When you want, there's the only way you can learn the lessons from the mistake is when you have admitted the mistakes, when you have admitted the errors, when you have admitted the things that you have done wrong. How do you learn from a mistake, an error that you are defending? I have never seen anybody anywhere learn from a mistake, draw the lessons from an error or an experience when they are condemning themselves, refusing to accept accountability and responsibility. No, you must be able to accept. Have you ever seen anybody anywhere draw a viable lesson from what happened to them? That is why when I'm teaching when either I'm doing either a transformational speaking, I'll tell you that reading, like I'm reading on my iPad, reading doesn't make wise. It is reasoning through what you read that make wise. Just like it is not eating that makes you grow. It is digestion. So if you eat and you are not able to properly digest the food, your body can't draw the nutrient. Your body first rusticate the food, bind your system, and then your system now siphon the vitamin, the nutrient, the minerals that is needed. In like manner, whatever happens to you, your experiences, your endeavors, the mistakes, the errors, whatever it is happening to you, they are just like the raw food that you have eaten. You have to sit down and draw the lesson. That is why many of us, your 2024 should not start until you have reviewed 2023. Because if you can review 2023 properly in a lot of quality introspection, analyzing and evaluating why you did what you did, what went wrong, the errors you committed, the mistakes that you did, the wrong places that you went, what went wrong, what could you have done better, you review the previous year, you look at it carefully, and then you draw lessons from it. So you are starting 2024 on a well-derived lesson. So your foundation for 2024 are the viable, concretized, tangible, tactical, and meaningful lessons that you have drawn from the previous year, and you are standing on. This is the only way you are likely not to repeat the same errors and the same mistakes of previous years. But if you fail to review previous years, review events and actions, accepting responsibility, being accountable, then you settle down and then you want to ask the question. The ABCD of a successful year start with accountability. You must be accountable to yourself. The first person you must lead is yourself. The first person you must discipline is yourself. The first person you must correct is yourself. The first person you must motivate is yourself. The first person you must dress is yourself. The first person you must encourage is yourself. The first person you must enable, equip, enlighten is yourself. There's a self in you, so you must first employ. So you are not qualified to employ people if you have not first employed yourself. Your first employee is called self. Your first worker is called self. You must manage the self. You must control the self. You must rehearse the self. You must polish the self. You must safeguard the self. You must equip the self. That is the beginning. So being accountable to yourself means that you are holding the self of your person to book. In fact, anybody who cannot hold themselves accountable, you may even fail financially. Because in the school of financial intelligence, we call something your Lacta factor. Lacta factor is simply that ability that you have to be able to account to yourself all that you spend. Like today is almost ending. You left the house weekend Saturday with about 500 cedi. You return with 50 cedi. 50. You must be able to be accountable to yourself what you did with all the money. But one of the reasons why many of us find it very difficult to be accountable is because you have lived like a free range. You know, in animal rearing, we have the free range where you do what you like, you say what you like, you go where you like, you eat what you like, you wear what you like, you sleep when you like, you talk how you like. In fact, you are out of control, you are out of order. Even the earth cannot be out of control. The earth is running on an orbit, the same, running like that. The systemic orbit with which the earth runs is in order. The earth cannot be out of order. See, anytime you are sick, it means that there's something out of order within your body. You are out of order. You ate something wrong. Something went somewhere. You see, a lot of people who have been self-independent, many people have received independence too early. So it's difficult for them to come under authority and be accountable. That is why one of the safest way God will grow a leader is to bring that leader under another leadership, where you are being told what to do, when you are being told where to go. You see, because staying under authority finally confers authority on you, because true authority must be delegated. This year, you will have to be accountable. How accountable are you? First to yourself. Not anybody else. Leave everybody. Not your pastor or your bishop or your husband or your father, your leader. No, first. Because I realized by experience and by wisdom that people who are accountable to themselves, it's easy for them to be accountable to leadership. Because they are accountable to themselves. That is their nature. So even if you are asking them to render account, you are trying, you see, accountability is the beginning of an ordered life, and an ordered life is the beginning of productivity, and productivity is the beginning of success, and success is the beginning of what? Progress. Anybody that you are employing this year who are not, that's why one of the qualifications, all of you who are going to employ people, is that you must first find out that employee, who are they accountable to? I'll come there, but are they even accountable to themselves? Is their word their word? See, this year is going to be a nightmare if you are not accountable. Remove accountability out of your life and you remove responsibility. Remove responsibility and you soon find out what? There's something you're going to find out called failure. Because responsibility is actually the first price you pay for greatness. So many people are not accountable. Can I ask you a question? Be realistic. We have entered the year. Are you accountable to yourself? How many of you can punish yourself? How many of you can rebuke yourself? When last did you correct yourself? When last did you tell yourself that, Charlie, I am being lazy, I am being lousy? When last? First be accountable to yourself, because the first person you can easily correct is yourself. The first person you can transform is yourself. The first person you can lift is yourself. See, I can easily lift myself. I can carry myself everywhere. The easiest person to carry is yourself. The easiest person to polish is yourself. So a year is starting like this and people are not going to be accountable. I am afraid. So the first area of accountability is where you are accountable to yourself. I've explained it. That please be real to yourself. And one of the signs that you are accountable to yourself is that you don't lie to yourself. Listen to me, please. One of the signs that you are accountable to yourself is that you do not lie to yourself. Because I've seen a lot of people who keep lying to themselves. See, lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. Do you know that one of the reasons why most people are not being transformed, are not changing, is because they keep lying to themselves? You are living a fake life, an unreal life, unrealistic life. And I said that, go for my teaching, I said that a fake life is the life that does not exist. It only exists in the mind of those who watch you. But yourself, you know that life doesn't exist. You can't see. You can lie to everybody most of the time. You can lie to everybody some of the time. But you can't lie to everybody all the time. And guess what? Lying to yourself, you are deferring your transformation. Lying to yourself, you are deferring your own progress. Lying to yourself, you are delaying and denying your own fruitfulness. See, the more you keep lying to yourself, the more your situation gets worse. See, standing still in a changing world is equal to going backwards. Time is fast spent in 2024, this era, and you are still lying to yourself. No, if you have a bad character, please admit it. Seek help. If the way you talk is bad, seek help. If the way you think is bad, because many of our social construct is twisted. because of our background experience. Maybe your background, where you came from, how you were treated. Many of us have to call post-traumatic stress disorder. Many of us even call ADHD. Some of us even have attention deficit. There are many things that many of us have gone through. Our background, our experiences, our environment, our upbringing, our society, the environment we live, they have all shaped us and contributed to how you see life. So your point of view is always wrong because of your viewpoint. Because usually your point of view is determined by your viewpoint. So if always your point of view on matters is always wrong, because your perception about matters are always wrong, it only meant that your point of view is wrong. We need to look at your viewpoint, because if your viewpoint is yellow, your point of view is going to be from a yellow perspective. If your viewpoint is green, your point of view is going to be from green point of view. So you see, we must ask these questions and be real to ourselves. Please, when I'm finishing this transmission, I'm giving you an assignment. Settle down. Ask yourself question: who are you in terms of character, in terms of behavior, in terms of attitude, in terms of virtues? Because they are the things that will make you. Lying to yourself this era, this season is deadly, is bad. See, a new year has started. Please don't lie to yourself. One of the ways to take drama out of your life is when you face reality. And when you are facing reality, you are not going to lie to yourself. Many people are going to be planning a new year with a fake person. I'm sorry. Many people have drawn a new year resolution, new year plan, but the plan, the resolution that they have drawn is for a fake person. It's not for a real person, because the person that you are planning the year for is fake. The person that you are planning the year for is not real. It's not in existence. How do you plan for a non-existing individual? It's equal to trying to remember someone you have never met before. That ain't going to happen. So planning a new year with a fake identity, with a fake personality, with a fake individual, yourself, no. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Let's be real to ourselves. Speak truth to yourself. And that's the only way. Once drama is out of your reality comes in, and you'll be fine. The ABCD of a successful year is what? Accountability. The first person to be accountable to is yourself. Number two, there must be an authority in your life that can hold you accountable. Is there anybody in your life that can hold you accountable? Is there anybody you are afraid of? Is there anybody you revere? Is there somebody that can correct you and you will not insult the person? Is there anybody that can rebuke you and you say yes, sir? Is there anybody that can watch your back? Because you see, one of the reasons why you need accountable partners, both upward and forward. You need an accountable partner, an upward accountable partner. Somebody to hold you accountable. Because you see, one of the things your enemies are looking for around you is your mistakes and your errors and your and your shortcomings. So a senior, a mentor, a father, a trainer who you are accountable to has a responsibility to identify your errors, to identify your. That's why you need a mentor this year. Because you see, one of the assignment of your mentor, because your mentor is not your cheerleader. Your mentor is not to come and be singing your praises. Your mentor's job is not to come into your life and be clapping for you and singing hallelujah, joy, hallelujah, joy. No. Your mentor is in your life primarily, number one, to identify your errors, your mistakes, your weakness, your shortcomings, and then equip you, enlighten you, empower you, and enable you to overcome them and deal with them before your enemies get it. Because if your enemies and your naysayers, they find your weaknesses, they are going to use it against you. So the elimination and the extinction of weaknesses, shortfalls, errors in our life is largely the responsibility of an accountable mentor that you are accountable to, that they can call you and you respond. Do you have one? In business, in ministry, in your married life, in your relationship? I did that teaching. Wait for my new show coming very soon. When men talk. On that show, I'm going to be talking on emotional, the emotion of men. how men and marriage, men and relationship, men and women, men and ladies, men and sex, men, are we talking about men? How men are suffering in our time. They have been silent. Society has silenced men, so they are dying within. The silence of the male in our generation is as a result of the erroneous notion that men should be quiet. So men are quiet, they can't talk, they can't voice out. They say it's a man's word. No, it's not a man's word, it's a woman's word now. I did that teaching and I spoke about the 12 types of men achieving women should not marry. And I spoke about the headless man. The man who must be the head needs to have a head. How do you submit to a man as a head of your home and this man has no head? He is not submitted anywhere. He is not accountable anywhere. One of the downfall of most marriages is because the leader of the home, of that union, of that marriage has no leader. The head of that home, that marriage, he himself have no head. Vice versa, I'll come to that. I'm talking about accountability. See, please, sincerely and genuinely and willingly bring yourself under mentorship. A mentor, not the mentor's voice that you revere, a mentor's voice that you honor, a mentor's voice that makes meaning to you. And you see, God is so good that once in a while, God will bring you around a voice that makes a lot of sense to you. Do you get to know that it is not everybody's diction, everybody's lingua, everybody's expression or communication that you can even understand? Some people, what I'm saying, they may not even understand what I'm saying. But maybe you, everything I'm saying is making so much meaning to you, so much sense to you. Your heart is open to understand what I say. It means that your ears have been open to my mouth. So you should understand. You see, that's how you identify a mentor. The voice that you revere, the voice that you honor, the voice that you are so comfortable with. You see, you need an accountable mentor. After being accountable to yourself, you must be accountable somewhere, a voice, a mentor. Are you here with me? Please share this feed. If you are getting blessed, let me know in the comment section that you are getting blessed. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Say something. Talk to me about it. I want to be sure that what I'm saying is impacting your life. I know it's the money masterclass, but what I'm saying is going to be helpful. Because I taught you about the money alphabet. I said the first money alphabet is when you are accountable for every money you spend. You are accountable for every money you use. You are accountable for every money that is going in and out of your hand and in your shop. So accountability is key. So a new year starting, you must not begin the new year without finding an accountable partner, an accountable mentor, an accountable senior in every field of work. So if you are hearing me and there's nobody in your life that you are accountable to, nobody can hold you ransom, you are going somewhere to what? To crash.